Welcome to another edition of Chops and Pops. It is December 20th, 2015, and of all the sights and sounds to be seen and heard, you are here with us. Thank you so much for viewing our YouTube channel. I am Andy.
And I'm Andrew.
And I'm Shane.
Howdy. Today we're going to talk about Roman Reigns atop the WWE Ring of Honor Final Battle and NXT London. Gentlemen, let's get to it.
Yeah, how should we do this?
Yeah, what do you want to talk about first?
So much.
I
think we would have planned this.
Well,
I guess Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns
That's
is kind of
the
a big
biggest
deal.
Yeah.
He
It's the biggest deal in the biggest company, the world title for the WWE. What do you guys think? Because there's a lot of ways to approach this about Roman winning. It was on Monday night in Philadelphia, the night after TLC. He had just lost to Sheamus already in the TLC match, and then he gets the rematch just from Sheamus being cocky. And then it unfolded the way it did on Raw. How do you guys feel about it?
Isn't it? It seems like they saw how great the reaction was on Sunday night when he just went ballistic, and they're like, "Oh God, this is it. This is our chance. We need to do it now. If not now, it's never going to work for him."
Tonight is the night.
So you think it was a panic mode type deal?
I think it could have been. I don't think it was. I think that was the plan the whole time, and I think that they really needed it regarding the views, the ratings drop.
Raw
recently.
has been down
Right.
quite a bit.
It's
So it
been
was
poopy.
a big thing to do for Monday Night Raw. What about you, Andy? Because I have a very specific way I feel about this, but I want to hear you guys first. So Andrew thinks there's a possibility it was a bit of a panic, but that it was still the main idea ahead of time.
God,
Yeah.
I don't know if it was planned or not, but it seems really strange. I really thought they were not going to do it right away, because it's like, oh, wow, Reigns gets angry. I'm like, well, he's going to be punished on Monday. I'm like, I'm sure they're going to beat him up on Monday, and then
Right.
maybe by the next pay-per-view, like Royal Rumble, it's like, well, Roman, you're not going to be in the big Royal Rumble match, but you can fight me for my title, fella. And that's what I thought it was going to happen.
It seemed like, with the stipulations for the match on Raw, that if he loses, he's fired. Okay, but what's the next pay-per-view again? Oh, right, the Royal Rumble. What are they going to have him do? Fight, like, League of Nations in some attempt to, in gauntlet match fashion, to just get his spot in the Royal Rumble, and then he defies all the odds and whatever, and that's, what was running through my head, as I'm sure it was a lot of other people on Raw that night, but to do what they did totally caught me with my pants down.
It's funny you put it that way, but that's actually exactly where I wanted to get to next. Not you with your pants down.
That was a metaphor.
But the idea
metaphor
of the unpredictability of it, and that being part of what made it successful. Because there's a lot of different ways to look at this, and that's one of them, is the idea that since they sprung this up on people, whether it was planned ahead of time or not, it was something that people didn't see coming. So do you think that the unpredictability of it is what helped get this over? Because that's part of it too, is that this really worked. Philadelphia went nuts for him.
Yes, they did.
Loved him.
They did, and I have to agree. The unpredictability of it is what put it over the top.
Roman Reigns, your new champion.
The Roman era.
It's the Roman Reign.
Oh, I see. I see
Clever.
what you did there.
Very clever.
That's how I wrote it on my paper.
So are you guys happy about it? Are you upset about it? Do you think it shouldn't have worked?
I think it's about time. He's just been failing so hard at this for like a year.
Yeah.
Like all of 2015 was nothing
Yeah.
but Roman just getting
Failing.
crapped
Just
on.
Almost. It's like, that episode of South Park where Randy's chasing the dragon. It's like that.
Yeah.
So he almost got it. Ooh.
Roman was chasing the dragon.
He was.
Yeah, he got it. With
And
a
he
nice
got it.
push. And he got... They finally found a way that worked for him, and that's Stone Cold style.
What do you mean by that, Stone Cold style?
Punching McMahon in the face.
Oh, that helps. Yeah.
Making him
Well, there
seem
was
like
so many different reasons. Like there was, like the League of Nations that he had to overcome by beating up those guys. There was Vince messing with him.
Yep.
There was getting slapped in the face all night between
with
Steph
Stephanie.
and getting kicked in the balls by Vince.
Mm.
Like there was all of that, But then there's also the idea of that it didn't just work with the WWE crowd, it worked with a Philadelphia crowd.
Yeah, one of the
The
emotional
toughest,
crowds.
I say that as you wear your Eagles jersey.
Oh, yeah.
The toughest crowd to ever try to get over with. They are brutally honest. They are the same crowd that booed Roman out of the building when he won the Rumble, which was this same year in 2015.
This is true.
So, the idea it worked with Philly. How do you guys feel about that?
It's clearly one of the most important markets out there. It's like, what, with them, Chicago, New York.
Like, of all the reasons we could bring up, what do you think it was that made Philly buy this? The idea that everyone has hated Roman Reigns so passionately in Philly more than anybody, and the idea that this past Monday, Philly loved the idea of him winning the world title. What is your idea of what made that work?
Put that way, I think it's mostly that I think fans from Philadelphia and fans in general, especially for Roman Reigns, want to see a guy not just win it, but win it with attitude and do something that's abrasive, do something that's borderline offensive in the way that you do it. Like they're the town that ECW grew up in. It's all about the attitude and the aggression and everything. And he really, the way they did it, they executed it perfectly. Bring McMahon back. It was his first time on Raw in, over a year or so. Do that. Make him call out Roman Reigns to the ring. The night after Triple H gets injured, it's like everything about it, the stars aligned for Roman Reigns.
So you think it was everything, but mostly him having to go against the authority was a big part of it.
Well, he's been going against the authority this whole time, but now it's like he's finally broken through like that barrier of I can't be a nice guy anymore and do this
because
and fight
he's getting
the authority.
physical with Triple H and Vince. What about you, Andy?
It's Vince. It's always been Vince.
Do you think Vince is responsible for getting Roman over in Philly?
Do you remember Vince calling him a B+, calling Daniel Bryan a B+ player?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Daniel Bryan was pretty popular before then.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how popular he got after that? People were like, "How dare you call him a B+ player, Vince McMahon? How? No chance. Not that guy. No."
So you might be onto something because
Vince is the guy.
You're saying that by Vince saying you suck, that's what will get people to love you.
Yeah.
There's something to that argument in the fact that the reason why people hated Roman Reigns was because he was believed to be the corporate favorite, that he was Vince's guy. He was the guy that Vince wanted to put over as the main guy of the company, so people hated him with a passion. You saying the opposite of that could be true as well.
Oh, yeah, I mean, this is my guy. Ooh.
So your argument is almost that the kick in the balls from Vince to Roman is what got Roman over in Philly.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's hard. That's a hard point to to counter.
I mean,
that was so. Where does it go from here? Do we see? Does this all culminate with a Triple H versus Roman Reigns for the title, and Triple H relieves Roman?
Well, that's a whole nother thing. I do believe that the Triple H and Roman thing is pretty much set in stone for Mania, but the one thing I didn't really consider was that I'm cool with Roman being champion, but that now means you're telling me Triple H is getting the World Championship match at WrestleMania.
Doesn't make sense.
That's a whole different conversation to have, and we're just talking about Roman.
The real question is how long until the Usos get the tag titles back, so then the whole family can have titles.
Yeah, Ambrose has his. He won his at TLC last week. Anything else, though, to say about Reigns? Because it's kind of the big deal to talk about, but
he did it without The Rock.
He did.
He did do it without The Rock.
I can't.
Did it in Philly, though.
Yeah, I can't get that picture out of my mind from when he won the Royal Rumble and The Rock's raising his hand. And he's going. Yeah, fans can't see it, but
a whole different kind of eyebrow.
Yeah, he's raising his eyebrows like, are you really booing? But you're booing the guy whose hand I'm raising? I'm The Rock, damn it.
So I guess the question now is how Roman does as champion, and how if the fans still stick with him, because it looks like he turned them, and we're cool with him now. We've always been cool. We've defended him on this show of saying he's had the matches of the year for 2015.
Roman.
Speaking of matches of the year,
hey,
the Slammies.
The Slammies. Those are real.
The Slammies.
Yeah, they're Monday, right? Monday?
The Oscars of
Monday.
the wrestling
Monday.
industry. Or
This Monday.
WWE.
This whole week is WWE shows. It's Slammies, it's live SmackDown on Tuesday, it's Tribute to the Troops on Wednesday for the holidays, all that crazy stuff.
I wonder what the crazy Christmas match is going to be this year.
It's got to have
Miracle
Ambrose.
I think they
34th Street
taped it
match?
already. I don't know what it was.
Because wasn't last year Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt?
Yeah.
Mm,
So the Slammies, though.
Slammies. So yeah, every year they do it.
Anything-
Superstar, Match of the Year, Diva of the Year,
What are the categories, Andy?
Superstar of the Year, Match of the Year, Diva of the Year, Breakout Star of the Year, LOL Moment of the Year, Extreme Moment of the Year, This is Awesome Moment of the Year, the Oh My God Shocking Moment of the Year, the Hero Award presented by Coca-Cola. Insert a thumbs up here.
Plug.
Rivalry of the Year, Double Cross of the Year, Surprise Return of the
Okay,
Year.
that's a lot of categories.
There's a lot of stuff.
Let's
of the
pick
year,
one
so-
that's worthy of talking about
A
that
lot of-
we could actually.
Tell me you didn't just say that
I don't
moment
think
of the year.
that should be the category we discuss.
It's great. No, there's some good stuff in here.
All right. Read the nominees for. Tell me you didn't just say that moment of the year.
Dean Ambrose calls Seth Rollins Justin Bieber on Raw. Seth Rollins calls Johnny Manziel Johnny Idiot Face. Brock Lesnar coins Suplex City at WrestleMania. Seth Rollins disses Kane while celebrating the Authority's WrestleMania accomplishments. Paige spoils Charlotte's Divas Championship celebration.
Andy, you really picked a winner with that one.
Johnny Idiot Face, I think, is really good. But I think Suplex City's probably
Yeah.
going to win just
we know what's
because
going to win.
I have a Suplex City shirt, so clearly that one took off.
We know what the odds-on favorite is, but it'd be nice to see Johnny Idiot Face.
Johnny Idiot Face is pretty good. Johnny Idiot Face.
So you can tell the Slammies are taken very seriously.
Maybe
Hashtags of the year.
Hashtags.
maybe we should work backwards and say, all right, so which Slammies are the New Day going to win?
Hopefully, lots and lots.
Yeah.
What's the top category is Superstar of the Year, correct?
Yes.
And they are leaving that completely open-ended.
Yeah.
You can vote for whoever you want.
You tweet it. You social media it with the hashtag insert wrestler's name here is my nominee for Slammy Superstar of the Year 2015. With all that sarcasm and hand waving that you can't see.
Yeah, you're waving in the air like you just
Yeah.
don't care.
I just don't. I feel like you shouldn't leave it to the fans. Because you'll get, jerk fans.
Well, I know there's people rallying to vote for Cesaro to show that he has the people's support. We are going to do a best of in 2 weeks for best matches of the year, but the Slammies are kind of a review of, the year of 2015 of picking the best of the best. So with it being open-ended, and the fact that we're going to cover matches of the year in a couple weeks, who do you guys say is your superstar of 2015? Who would you vote for?
Seth Rollins.
Okay. Why?
He's been really great this year. Just being a jerk face. The Johnny Idiot Face thing has been pretty great. Him just being just this whiny, complaining bad guy with awesome outfit, and his music's great, and the way he just struts to the ring, bouncing back and forth. He has the pedigree now, which is pretty nice. It's pretty great. I really just like Seth Rollins, especially when he became Scorpion. It was nice. It's really nice.
Scorpion.
Yeah, the black and the yellow. He's Scorpion now.
Right.
Well, now he's white.
He was
and gold.
Batman at one point.
Yeah.
His first singles run, he kind of looked like he was something out of a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah. He's good. Seth Rollins has had a lot of great moments this year, and Seth Rollins.
Yep, that's a good argument, Andrew.
Big Show.
Good pick. Good pick. Good pick.
No, for real, it's Kevin Owens. The only
Yeah.
thing stopping him from winning this is the fact that he never had the main event push. They never had the WWE
But he's moved
Championship.
so fast, so
Yeah.
quickly. He still only just debuted in NXT 1 year ago.
Is there a Rookie of the Year that I didn't
There
hear?
probably is Rookie of the
There's Breakout Star of the Year.
Yeah, that's the same thing, and I'm sure Kevin Owens is part of that.
I guess that
even though
would be
I can't
him.
see who the nominees are.
I mean, he puts on the most entertaining matches, and he is top two, if not the most entertaining guy with a microphone in his
Ooh,
hand.
here's an interesting one. This could be the last one we talk about, and then we'll move on to something different. Go down to the bottom. The best John Cena U.S. Open Challenge category. That's not something people would think of, but that was so interesting and unique for 2015 that that's worth talking about.
Agreed.
Andy, you want to read who the
Yes.
nominees are for that one?
I'm just gonna say versus and the person because I don't want to keep saying John
Right, it's
Cena.
John Cena
Yeah.
every single time.
It's John Cena.
At different points of the year.
Yeah. So it's Cesaro on July 6th, Raw. There was
That was probably the Chicago one, because he did 2 with Cesaro on Raw. I'm saying Chicago, probably.
Dolph Ziggler on the October 12th Raw. Sami Zayn on the May 4th Raw. Dean Ambrose on March 30th, which was the first one.
Which I attended. I was in the building that night.
Nice. And then Neville on May 11th.
Who would
No.
Who would you guys pick?
There's no bad match there. And
No.
if
No,
you remember,
they were all great. That's why I wanted to talk about this.
this
And they all had that awful, awful, awful springboard stunner. Every
Did.
single
Every
one.
single one.
Hey,
Ooh.
Stone Cold firmly endorses that stunner. Or he says that it's completely useless. I can't remember which one.
I
It's
think
one or the other.
I think it's useless. I really like the Sami Zayn one.
I was gonna say that one.
Yeah.
Jerk.
Except the shoulder injury. He was just getting hype.
Yeah. And that
He was
really,
too hyped. He was
He's too
hanging out with
hyped.
Mojo.
Oh.
He was just getting way too hyped. So you say Zayn.
I like
Andrew,
Zayn.
you say Zayn?
I'm gonna say Cesaro only because he said Zayn, but Cesaro matches he's put on have been just made he puts on the greatest match of the night every time he wrestles, but with John Cena he put on like
Big Match John.
they just elevated each other and it made Raw. It completed Raw.
Good argument. I'm going to go with Andy.
And wait, I'm sorry.
It's Zayn.
Didn't
What?
didn't Cesaro not lose clean?
Yeah, didn't Kevin Owens
I think
interfere with the one?
That's how it happened. He was about to win it, and then I think he
Was
I
he in a
think
sharpshooter? Maybe something like that.
like Owens. I'm sorry,
It
Cesaro
might have been
had
that.
it.
It might have been a sharpshooter.
Or the crossface.
Some.
I don't know. Dead air.
Some.
So
dead air.
yeah. So I'd say Zayn and Cesaro were probably 2 of the best ones. I was there for the Ambrose one. It was great. But that one botch in the corner where they were going for the sunset flip and then Cena no-sells the power bomb and goes into the STF. It was just a train wreck.
That's
Oh, that
John
was nice.
Cena.
And
Yeah, it was Botchamania worthy. All right. What else? Ring of Honor. Final battle. We need to talk about that.
Oh my God.
Andy didn't get to see it yet,
No.
but Andrew watched it live. I watched it the next day. Andrew, what did you think of it?
I've never seen any wrestling card ever open like that. I don't think I'll ever see an opening match be as great as that one was.
Tell the people how it opened.
The triple threat tag team match between the Briscoes, my favorite, the
Man
Young
up.
Bucks, and the least likely, but most I don't know. To me, it was least likely to win, but
No, they were the least likely.
I can't get my head wrapped around it yet.
You gonna say their name?
No,
You leaving it hanging for the people?
I am, because I already said Young Bucks, and they should have won that match. The Young Bucks.
It was ANX. It was All Night Express.
Anyway,
they won the match.
Well, but for real, the Young Bucks should have won that match. It was a super kick party of epic proportions. It was super kick after super kick after super kick in Philadelphia.
That's a soundbite we need. Is Carino shouting super kick to use for the show?
Need that.
We need that. Need to get on that.
I need to get on that.
That being said,
For now, we could live with the Jesus.
We got it.
There were super kicks aplenty, and it was Zandig Jesus worthy.
there were so many. Oh God, it's like
Every time you saw a super kick, it was just like you had to scream.
Jesus!
well done, and I did
Every
a few
single
times.
time.
They just they.
So you were upset that ANX won, but how
No,
did
I
you
was
feel?
I was more upset that Young Bucks didn't win. Not that they won, because there was no loser of that match. I was upset at how short it ended up being.
It was shorter, but it was one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah.
I do believe that. Dalton Castle and Silas Young had a match, and they've had a feud for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you feel about that one?
The match itself,
My boys.
yes.
His boy. Well, they weren't his boys. We had to free the boys. Hashtag free the
Such a
boys.
thing. That was a hashtag they were making come alive that night. It didn't reach like top 10 on Twitter, but it was alive and well. Free the boys. They came out and they were in their manly attire with Silas Young, and they're during the whole match they're messing with Dalton, and you're thinking, why is this happening? Why is Dalton getting squashed right now? Match ends, Silas wins. It's everything seems so gloomy, so sad. You just killed the party peacock, and now he's got to admit that Silas Young is what was it, that he is the man, or is that he's a man?
I think that he's the man.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And he wasn't going to do it. Was not going to do it. But
then, Vince Russo swerve.
Yes, Dalton Castle, with the mic in hand, goes, Silas, you are a man. A very foolish man. And at that point...
And the boys are back.
The boys with chairs in their hands just destroyed Silas. And the night ends with them turning themselves into a human table with each other, or an ottoman would be more precise, but Dalton sits, places his hand on his knees, and streamers aplenty over him as the boys returned home.
Salutations. Was there any other matches that stood out to you? Well, obviously talk about the main event,
yeah.
But anything else, because we can't go match by match, that stood out to you for the night besides the main event?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into much detail, but the two matches that are left that I did want to mention were Michael Elgin just putting on...
with Moose, right?
Yes,
Yeah, that
yes.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I've seen Moose have better matches, Elgin as well, but it was good.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Like I texted you off the air, I said to him that Elgin has to, when he retires, which is still a long way off.
Yeah, no, he's young. He's got a long career.
He knows, and you can tell he knows that he's got it. He knows he's got the look, and he's got the technical part down. He needs to be teaching the youngsters in TNA. Not TNA, God no. NXT.
No.
What's happening. What needs to happen. Oh God, but Daniels and Kazarian. Oh God, there's so much I could get into.
No, so wait, what was the second match you wanted to talk about?
It was the tag match between or the 6-man tag with Addiction.
Oh, Matt Sydal and ACH,
right.
And who else?
It was
against the Addiction and somebody.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
That it was the guy in the red mask who ended up being.
Oh, Chris Sabin. That's right. And Alex Shelley was on one of the team. How could I forget?
Yeah.
Well, I could tell you how I forget. That was actually one of the matches I didn't care for as much.
I didn't care for it as much, but I'm saying I need to see Young Bucks versus Addiction more often.
Yeah, you're an Addiction fan?
I am now. I really wasn't when I started getting back into ROH earlier this year, and they've grown on me as the second best, second favorite tag team in the program.
They're not bad. That's the thing, is I put other tag teams ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
The main event though, with Jay Lethal and AJ Styles.
Man, that was brutal.
It was very, very good. It was one of the best matches from Ring of Honor all year. AJ Styles is dealing with a lower back injury that kept him off an entire tour with New Japan, but he also has another big match coming up at the Tokyo Dome with Shinsuke Nakamura in the co-main event of, biggest New Japan show of the year in front of 80,000 people.
It was so brutal to watch because you knew going in, well, I did at least, this is a serious injury, and you know Lethal's going to be
Well,
lethal.
you could tell he was in pain. Regardless of selling, AJ looked like he was in pain for most of the match, and I've seen him fight plenty of times to know, when he's selling. You're never completely sure, but you could tell that AJ was dealing with something.
That's my guy.
You know what, though? The one thing I learned with the Jay Lethal match was that even if AJ is injured or in pain, he can still pull off good matches. It's just hard to watch. You know what it was reminiscent of? The WrestleMania 14 match with Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels, where Shawn Michaels had his lower back injury. It's like he's such a good performer, and he gets this so well that he could do it in his sleep. but it was just hard to watch because you knew Shawn was in a ton of pain and
Mhm.
like could barely move, but he was still just putting on a fantastic match. That's kind of what it felt like. Was AJ was putting on this great match with Jay Lethal, but he was dealing with so much that he had to
I'm
get through just to put it on.
Totally stoked that Shane just put AJ Styles in the same category as HBK.
So it was a good match.
For back injuries.
It was a good match. I guess you could say that their styles didn't clash.
Oh.
Heyo.
Now, did you think AJ was going to win the world title? Because I did.
I didn't.
But then once the injury came into play, I thought Lethal was definitely keeping it.
Yeah, I had that feeling in the back of my head. Like, I wanted it more than anything. That's when I know it's not going to happen. But there was so many good spots in that match. He had everything he normally does, and there's so many whips into the barricade that I watched him take that made me turn my head. It's like
My favorite thing of that entire match was when Styles was going for the Styles Clash,
Yeah.
and Lethal picked him up by his legs and gave him a belly flop to take a front bump into a table that was outside the ring.
yes.
That was brilliant
Yes.
and very unique as a counter. Because it's not like you could get DQ'd from it. You were just pushing him off of you, but you get him through a table. You know what I mean?
My jaw dropped, and I just like that was a mic dropping moment. That was match of the year quality stuff right there for sure. We'll be mentioning it again.
Yeah, good stuff. But I feel like we're leaving Andy out because he didn't see Final Battle.
I did not.
And we watched it, and we talked about it now.
That's why
so
I
Had
threw
to
the
get
joke
that
in
out.
there at random. I was just like, hey, Styles Clash.
There's got to be a way
I
to
know
get
what that
Andy
is.
back.
So you want to take up like about 2-3 minutes of airtime with some like American music?
American music. American
American.
males. American males. American males. American males. American males. American males. I don't know. Is there more words to that song?
No, I think that's it.
Ah, yes. Can you feel it? It's December 20th, like I just said. And you know what? Star Wars. Star Wars is here, folks. It's one of the most American things out there. It is. It really is. White people saving the galaxy. But now that it's 2015, we have quite a diverse cast in our Star Wars lineup. Such as Finn, who is a wonderful new protagonist in this wonderful franchise that J.J. Abrams has resurrected from the pits of hell that George Lucas has brought it in. Thank you, J.J. Abrams. Thank you so much. You are really doing the Lord's work. Yes.
American males. American males. You know, when you said franchise, it sounded like French
French
fries,
fries.
and now I'm hungry for French fries.
Yes, no, I am too. So was the American Minute about it being not just a white cast, or
Oh no, the new character played I forget his first name, but by Boyega, the character Finn in the movies, he's tremendous. He's actually really great. No spoilers. Terrific movie. Check
Is
it
his
out.
last name Balor, and does he wear a demon costume?
No, he actually only has a first name because he was a stormtrooper, and his name was like FN 2714.
maybe his first name is Doll
Dolphin.
Well, you know what? Speaking of Finns, and even though we did Andy's America and we usually do our Chop of the Week, we didn't talk about something pretty major. And
We
that's
did not.
NXT London, so we should probably do that before we do our Chop of the Week,
Yes,
because that's a whole thing to talk about.
it is.
I'll let Andy.
I
take
was
my
going to
part.
say, Andy was cut off for the whole Final Battle talk, and NXT is kind of your thing, so you kind of run down the whole thing. 'cause
Roll.
That's all you.
I didn't see it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I've had a really long week at work, and then Star Wars happened. So I know who won, but
Me
that
too.
doesn't help me out because I wanted to see the matches. But
You disgust
I
me.
can go over the matches that happened.
There was a tag team title match.
No, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Shane's not pleased with what's happening.
We gave you a softball, and you just let it drop to the ground.
I still didn't see it though. I
Andrew,
wanted
did you
to.
see NXT London?
Well, no, I didn't.
Andrew, you shut your mouth.
I know the
You
results.
guys
though.
are disgraces of a podcast.
I wanted to. I ran out of time.
Well, you know what? If I was the only person who saw it, then let me be the one to say it was mediocre anyway. So, you know what? It wasn't bad by any means, and NXT pay-per-view shows are always enjoyable. And from start to finish, it's a fun show to watch. I think the standout match was probably Bayley with Nia Jax, believe it or not. It didn't do anything crazy, but I definitely think it was the strongest match of the night. Also, it's always fun to watch Asuka. Wasn't a big fan of Emma being her opponent, and Dana Brooke was kind of hogging the spotlight, and it was kind of killing the moment for Emma. Yeah. Other than
Evolution.
that, though, like we've
Never
always
gonna
talked
happen.
about how we can't really get into Samoa Joe,
Right.
and Finn Balor's NXT title run has kind of been like lukewarm ever since he won it.
Thank you.
So
It's because he's not the demon, but
He has nothing to prove with the demon.
because it's awesome. It's awesome.
But, like, just in general, I think that pretty much everything I just said about that show is everything that needs to be said. Especially if you guys didn't effing watch it.
I blame Andy.
And Baron Corbin.
Yeah, you know what? I'm
Baron
loving
Corbin.
Apollo Crews, but that match, too, was just,
Baron
mediocre.
Corbin.
I can't wait for Baron Corbin to be the number 30 entrant at the Royal Rumble.
Imagine he comes in and he wins it. Just imagine that. Baron Corbin is your next
Baron
WWE
Corbin
World Heavyweight
eliminates
At the
Daniel
biggest
Bryan.
WrestleMania of all time.
Imagine that.
Get the F out of here. Chop
Baron
of the week.
Corbin.
We, looks like we didn't have to really talk about NXT London.
No.
Anyway. So,
there were only 5 matches, so it wasn't even like...
well, I mean, NXT pay-per-views are usually
Yeah.
short like that, but yeah, it's you could
You
check
know
it out.
what?
I definitely think it's worth checking out, but nothing more to discuss.
Also, it was so wildly inconvenient to watch because it was at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Yeah, I was at
So-
work, so I watched it taped.
And then I'm not like dying to rush to watch it. I'm like, well, I'll just get to it later. And then it ended up being like, well, I could just go
Late,
to sleep.
yeah.
And then it's like, oh my god, I didn't see it.
But-
And
You know, the only
Tough.
other thing I would say about it is that the intro was really, really cool again. The same way that Triple H opened the show like he did in Brooklyn.
oh, he did that with the like.
He
yeah.
did that with the UK, and it was.
Oh, that's neat.
I hear
Yeah.
the crowd was rambunctious.
Oh, they were,
They had
and they
some
were doing
interesting
chants
chants.
that I didn't even recognize. So there was that.
Good.
There was this one song they kept singing for Bailey. It went like I thought they were doing the "Hey, we want some Bailey," but it wasn't that. They were starting off with like the "Hey," but then they went like "Ooh, ah, I wanna know."
Oh,
Will you be my girl? Or something like that. It
that's
was
such
this
a great song.
Yeah, it was never heard of it before. And I probably sound ridiculous, but I guarantee you if you play it, it sounds exactly like I just did it.
Yes, no, you're right, because I've heard
Yeah.
it played at Eagles games all the
Okay,
time.
all right.
It's
and
a
I'm not an
party
idiot.
song. Hey, hey, baby,
All right. Well, take it away, Andrew.
I wanna know
So what's your chop?
if you'll be my girl.
Andrew, what's your chop?
My chop. I should just give it to the annex. That's what I should do. You know what?
He's really not digging the NX.
They're gonna get it.
They're gonna
Gonna
get
get
it.
my chop. Big man, big chop.
Big man.
But I can't even be mad at them because they played into it so well. They
But I don't think that was planned. It
for them
just
to win.
No. I'm saying for them to be
be-
the heels.
Mm.
Like, granted, everybody loves the Briscoes and the Young
The Young
Bucks,
Bucks.
but they kind of came out, and it kind of seemed like it was just going to be this fun opener where, it's, these 3 great teams, and everybody's still loving the fact that ANX had just come back together, and they had
Yeah.
made their entrance, and it was like tough Philly crowd, and they weren't having it because they had the tough guy Briscoes, and they
Yes.
had the freaking awesome Young Bucks, and
Mm.
ANX had deserted them because Kenny King left and Rhett Titus turned to mush. So they were getting booed. And I think they weren't planned to be heels, but they had to be.
I totally get that. I never thought it through like that, mostly because I was thinking of ways that the Young Bucks could end up winning that match. But they are still the best thing that's ever happened to the tag team division, and the Briscoes I need them. I need more from the vets.
I want Mark Briscoe to live in my house. I want redneck kung fu 24/7.
So
I probably don't mean that.
redneck kung fu. Well, my chop got hijacked. So who's next?
Boom.
So ANX for chop of the week. Andy.
Your ANX chop got annexed. Annexed. A-N-N-E-X-E.
Brilliant,
Annexed.
brilliant. Okay, chop of the week.
So the annexation of Puerto Rico, great movie from Little Giants. Anyway, my chop, even though I didn't see
What
NXT
are you
London,
what?
I've just that was how my brain processed that. So
Okay.
my chop is I didn't see NXT London, but I did hear about the results of one match. Man, Big Cass and Enzo, man.
What?
I'm not too down on that because I think they're gonna get a call up.
I know, but I wanted them to go out on top. And they seemed so angry last week. They were so serious. I was like, oh, maybe they'll take it to them. They did not. They did not take it to them, but I didn't see it. But they
Still a certified G bona fide stud.
Yeah, but they keep. It's hard to. They're not. They keep losing.
Carmella's gotten the biggest push out of all of them, and that's what's the stupidest part
You
of the
think
whole
so?
thing. It seems like she's opening every NXT with the theme song, and she's now using everything, and she gets squashed. You know, and I think their call up, with all due respect, is overdue. You know,
I think it's going to happen at the Rumble. How I was talking about with Orlando being where the
Right.
Rumble's going to be at.
Yeah.
That they're going to have a bunch of NXT people. I think there's going to be the countdown from 10, and then they're going to go 3, 2, 1, and it's going to be Enzo Amore's music hitting. And
Oh,
whether
and he
it's
slides
Enzo and
out.
Big Cass, coming out, and him doing his whole intro,
but
then
it just
entering
made
the
so
Rumble.
much more sense in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but the vaudevillains had they were holding tight to that hipster scene, and they had to.
Damn hipsters!
hipsters.
Why do we feed them?
Well, they eat all the food we won't. That's why they stay fed. Quinoa, kale. What is that?
As you drink from your mason jar.
It's stylish and practical.
I'm not making that up, listeners. People who are listening to this can't see what we're doing. You really just drank from a mason jar right after you said that.
I did, but it's
And he-
stylish and practical.
He's got a man bun. He has.
I do not have a man bun.
There is no man bun.
That is.
So your chop of the week is
It's just, Big Cass and Enzo not
Them-
winning.
them not
I
winning.
think they should get some gold and not just the stuff they wear to look fancy. I want them to be the guys, because honestly, they could just have them be the guys for a week and have a rematch the next week on NXT and have them beat them. Just let them be champs for 4 days. Just 4 days.
Word life.
Word life.
fair enough. My chop of the week is staying in the NXT realm because I'm going to give it to Dana Brooke. For the
Ooh.
same reasons I was talking about before. I'm starting to like her, believe it or not. And Breaking Ground is a great TV show they have on the network.
Mm-hmm.
And getting to know her personally, I think I'm starting to like her more. And actually, I'm rooting for her.
What?
But for NXT London, she was hogging the spotlight so bad that it was kind of killing the moment. And it just wasn't working because she couldn't just step out of the way of the camera for Emma to, do her thing.
Never step in the way of Emma and camera.
So Dana Brooke, chop of the week.
Sorry, Dana. You tiger now.
So pop of the week.
Dana Brooke is a treasure. I see good. She's don't give me that look, you. Dana Brooke is great.
She's not your enemy.
She is funny as all hell.
I'm going to find a way every single week to sing a lyric, or at least say a lyric, from Dana Brooke's theme song on our show.
I'm not your super girl. What?
Loud as ever.
It is,
Eh.
isn't it? It's so loud.
Never gets less loud. But
It doesn't.
for pop of the week, I'm going
Andrew.
to stay with Ring of Honor. And I'm going to go with The Boys returning
The
to
boys.
Mr. Castle, Mr. Dalton Castle, the party peacock. Everybody's back.
The boys.
The wonderful turned back Shade mentioned earlier, the Vince Russo-like swerve. The boys are back in town, and now they are to be used as furniture in a very, not a condescending way, just a way that makes them the boys. They will now have their fans back. They'll be fanning Dalton. They'll be his steps into the ring. They'll be there when he makes his WWE debut.
I wouldn't laugh too strong at that. Dalton Castle has the personality to be in NXT very soon.
Oh yeah.
Right. And
The boys, I don't know. They could find other boys. That sounds wrong.
He's got it. He's dynamite on the mic, and he just says like, what did he just say? He makes sense, and then he says one word where you're just like, and that's what makes him Dalton Castle. My pop that goes to the party peacock.
Very nice. So, my pop goes to Vince McMahon. To Vince McMahon saving the Roman Empire and for getting punched in the face. That's the pop. He got punched in the face to save that.
He took a pop to the face.
That's what I have always liked Vince. Vince is not afraid to shy away from physical harm to get the point across. All those matches in the Attitude Era where he was bloodied up and falling off of like steel cages and tables, and he's an old dude getting punched in the face. He's like 70-something. Punched in the face.
In the face.
In the face.
You know, that made me think, though. If, like, you think about the last two, at least, most successful like, world heavyweight champions that aren't named John Cena or Seth Rollins, that have had Vince involved in them, Daniel Bryan and now Roman Reigns. What if they've returned to giving Triple H the hammer after Vince does something like that? What are they going to do? What are they going to do when Vince is no longer around to give them that springboard?
They're going to have to beat up Triple H. Because I feel like when Vince is gone, Triple H is going to take over and be Triple H from NXT. Triple H.
Yeah.
And
but
and people won't hate him as much.
We all still see him as a wrestler.
Like, maybe
though.
he'll turn on, like, Steph. That would be, like, the greatest twist ever.
I don't know.
That's asking too much.
That is. Or maybe Shane O'Mac will come back.
We can dream.
I've
We
been
can
waiting.
So, Shane, you're
My pop of the week, I'm going to go generic because I could copy Andrew easily and say that Dalton Castle getting his boys back was my pop of the week. But I'm going to go generic and have everybody who probably listens to this hate me. Actually, no, I take that back because everyone thinks it's cool now. Roman Reigns winning the world title. Pop of the week. It was the moment it needed to be. It was executed perfectly. It was something that shouldn't have been. Like, the fans weren't buying this all year, and they were booing it out of the building. Specifically that building that he won the world title in. And they turned everybody. When everybody was doubting them, when everybody sits there and rips apart the WWE product on the internet and say they're doing everything wrong, and then they build up to a moment like that and shove it in everybody's face and prove them wrong that they had the right idea from the get-go, it's kind of awesome. And it was, fulfilling what they wanted to do with Roman. And like I said, now it's more interesting to see what he's going to do as champion. But one of the things we didn't bring up in why it was so successful and why it worked, we didn't talk about him getting his head cracked open when he headbutted Sheamus.
True.
And there's always that sympathy for blood or, just adding color to a match and that making a match, more intense or whatever. But that was kind of crazy. I thought that was...
It's become so great that, you may not be excited as all hell going into a Roman Reigns match, but when it comes to the biggest match, like for him in recent months, he's going to go all out and he's going to get hurt. I'm not saying that's a good thing.
No,
like,
he
did
goes
go
and
all
gets
out
hurt for sure.
But you look at WrestleMania, you look at I'm sure there was other times I'm not thinking of, but then at TLC,
that Big Show match,
the Big Show,
Stream
yeah,
Show.
Stream Rules match.
He puts it all out there, and he always ends up like bruised and
beat up. Yeah, so that's my pop of the week. The generic idea that Roman wins it and gets it. So
Ramen Reigns.
that's the end of the show. Goodbye.
Yes, thank you. That was.
See you
that
later.
Was Chops and Pops. Have fun.
Goodbye.
Bye,
Farewell.
everybody.
But wait, there's more!
Oh snap! Oh snap! Just fooled some people right here, right now.
Made them jump out of their seats.
They thought it was
Nobody
over.
jumped. Nobody jumped.
No, they're not.
Waddy did.
Watson.
Yep.
Watson
Our
does
puppy
that.
dog Waddy.
Look at him. Look at that face.
Look at that face. If you want to look at that face, go back to one of our previous episodes where Watson was the cover
Yeah.
photo.
He's
and
the
you could
adorable little puppy
stare
dog.
into his eyes.
Make sure you click on it, though.
And then subscribe and like. Oh my God! What?
But we're not there yet, so false finish.
So false finish.
So
Michael
is that
Bennett.
is that the whole list there?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Well.
yeah, we
yes.
talked about the
Okay.
Slammies. Okay.
Yes. So Michael Bennett leaves Ring of Honor.
Yeah, that one kind of sprung up late this weekend because it was after Final Battle and after the TV tapings that Ring of Honor had in Philly last night. Michael Bennett is gone from Ring of Honor, which means also his wife, former WWE diva Maria
Maria.
Kanellis, former CM Punk
Wow.
girlfriend.
Who isn't?
That's true. A lot of the women in wrestling have dated CM Punk.
Dated.
It's a whole different story. But
Slow
yeah,
now.
we're getting way off topic. Maria and Michael Bennett are gone from Ring of Honor. There have been multiple rumors that they would be going to WWE now or TNA now. I'm no better than anybody else who searches on the internet, but from my sources that are more reliable, it seems that they are actually going to TNA, that they will be debuting at the premiere in January on Pop TV for TNA's new TV channel they're going to be on.
No.
His partner, because they had such a big run right now as the Kingdom, Matt Taven still has only 3 months left on his Ring of Honor contract, so who knows, Matt Taven may be following Bennett in 3 months, or he may resign. We have no idea, but Bennett's gone.
Was it a contract thing that he left? Or was it like
Supposedly they couldn't come to terms, but I guess maybe he's exploring new options
Yeah.
if this whole TNA thing is true. So let's just run with the idea that that is true. If you want to talk about the possibility of NXT, that's up to you.
Yeah.
But how do you feel if Michael Bennett is about to go to TNA right now with Maria?
It's career suicide.
You think
For
so? You're
both of
just
them.
you're going to take the opinion that most people would, that going to TNA is just a bad move, because there is potential. It could be good. He could become a main eventer there with EC3.
Yeah.
Maybe be one of the other main heels along with EC3. I think having Maria by his side is definitely going to be a good thing and get him attention. But you think it's going to be
I
bad?
think that's a competition of who's the shortest midget.
What the hell are you talking
What?
about?
I don't think it matters. You can go there and you can carry all 5 titles if you want.
Oh,
The world will not know your
I
name.
thought that was like a jab at how short he was.
No. He's not even that short.
No, he's actually a pretty tall guy.
I was I can see her confusion.
Obviously, you could tell from what I said already that I'm the optimist. Don't get me wrong; it
Well,
could be a bad move. I think.
We've tried to be optimistic about TNA
I
before.
know. Hey, you know what though? If you have nothing more to say about Bennett, that kind of leads us into our next topic, because
Hey.
TNA is going to be going to Pop TV soon, and they've already ended on Destination America, because I guess Destination America threw a hissy fit and they didn't want to air the last 3 weeks of TV. Whatever. It wasn't worth watching anyway. The tournament wasn't going to continue. They're down to the Final Four. It's going to be determined on the night of the premiere. We're going to get the world champion finally. I think it's kind of blatantly obvious who's going to win.
How long has this tournament been going? I
been
feel like
a
we've been
while.
talking about this tournament for like 6 months.
It's not that long, but it's been since the beginning of October because it was right after Bound for Glory.
It's almost
Oh my
3 full
God.
We're talking 3 months. 3 months of a tournament.
Yeah.
Oh my God, who cares?
I couldn't have said it better.
Kiss.
Yeah,
For some reason, the accent just kicks in.
it was that episode of Family Guy's like, oh my God, who cares?
Well,
Yeah,
We
who
don't.
cares?
hopefully enough people care that people tune in to the new premiere, because obviously the Destination America thing went to shite.
Hmm.
For them and ROH.
You know, leaving, Ring of Honor too. You know, Ring of Honor doesn't. I've brought this up before. Ring of Honor doesn't get the bad rap that TNA does when they fail.
Yeah.
Because if TNA would have done the thing that Ring of Honor just did on Destination America, people would have been ripping them apart.
What,
as
changing
being
hours?
No, just being a major failure for, falling off the network, which they are,
Yeah.
but they've gotten a much better deal. They're going to be on Pop TV, which is available in way more homes. Ring of Honor is going to Comet, which is some spring off of Sinclair Broadcasting, which is the company they're owned by.
Ugh.
So it's basically just going back to where they were.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm pulling for both companies. I love Ring of Honor. But, it just seems like it's a good situation that both companies have moved on from it, and hopefully TNA has success with Pop TV.
Anything else?
No, I think
that's enough
plenty of
TNA
talk.
for today.
What else, Andy?
Cage of Death. You didn't get to talk about that last week.
Yeah, it's a little older than a week, but we didn't talk about it because TLC was last week. Cage of Death is CZW's biggest show of the year.
One of our favorite promotions, CZW.
Yeah, I'm not going to run through the card because I was the only person who saw it.
What was match of the night?
Joey Janela,
Ha.
who is really making a name for himself, who we used to go watch on Dojo Wars. He's the Wired TV champion. He lost it to Leo Rush. It wasn't just the match of the night, probably the match of the year for CZW, and one of the best matches of the year for any wrestling company. Joey Janela is really just one of those breakout stars that you're going to be talking about, and is already being talked about, but he's going to be moving up to bigger and bigger companies, and you'll be hearing a lot more about that guy. But check out Cage of Death. It's a good show, strong from start to finish. Every match delivered. Dunst versus Gacy was really good too, and the Cage of Death main event with Matt Tremont, four-way, was really good.
Solomon Crow there?
Yes, it was his debut back with the company. He had a singles match. His opponent wasn't announced ahead of time, but it ended up being David Starr. Good match. It's just the reintroduction to Sami Callihan to CZW, which is going to be fun, and yeah, getting to watch him.
Okay.
The Indies again. What else, Andy?
Did we talk about the Lucha Underground Season 2 trailer?
No, we didn't.
I was just
definitely
thinking
talk
about it,
that.
and I was just thinking of the moment when Prince Puma punches through the punching bag.
Yeah.
Like, right through the punching bag, and it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited for that.
Now, are you going to go back and catch up on Season 1 before Season 2 premieres? Because you saw bits, but
I need
you didn't
to,
get to see it.
like... How many episodes were there?
I'm glad you
Because
asked
that's
that. You
that's
took
an
the
important
words out
part.
of my mouth because I looked it up, and the website that I found it on, I'm not going to say it's totally legal
Right.
what I watch it on, but from the website I have it on, it's like Netflix, to where all the episodes are listed from 1 to the Ultima Lucha show.
Right.
39. That's including Ultima Lucha. And
Alright.
each episode, even though it's an hour with commercials out, is only about 44 minutes. So you're talking 2 episodes is an hour and a half.
Okay. So I only have 37 episodes, because I saw the very first Lucha, and I saw the very last Lucha.
So
Nice.
you give yourself a marathon, cut it up between like 3-4 days. You could probably get through it. Not that won't be too tough. you know?
Does this website play on mobile, like mobile phones?
Maybe.
Because if so, I could probably
Can
crash
you watch
through it
like
first.
VOD Locker or like Daily Motion videos on there?
I think so.
Probably then.
Yes.
But let's stay on course since we have listeners. Lucha Underground. How do you
Lucha.
feel about Season 2 coming up? Anything specific other than awesome, cool?
I'm just really excited to see where the Mil Muertes and Prince Puma storyline goes. Same thing with oh no,
Pentagon Jr.?
and Vampiro.
Oh, Vampiro.
Yeah,
Right,
that whole like master apprentice thing. I'm really excited about that.
I'm not going to lie. I've been reading the spoilers.
Don't.
I know some things.
Say it.
No.
Season 2 is going to be awesome. They're taping Season 2 and Season 3 together. Season 3 they haven't taped yet, but Season 2... Woo!
I know you, Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio.
Ray Mysterio.
Rey
Ray
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Ray
Lucha Underground.
Mysterio.
Do you know how he debuts?
No.
It is freaking
Freaking
awesome. Okay.
So
We got way off topic.
there's
Lucha Underground will be talked about
Yeah.
aplenty. It was our highest viewed episode ever.
Yes.
Our most listened to episode ever, I believe.
For some
That might
reason,
have been
we
it.
just don't go back to it.
But
But it's because they haven't been.
we will talk about Lucha Underground Season 2 when it premieres at the end of January. And the end of January is a month away, so hopefully over the course of the next month we will catch up on Season 1 and talk Lucha.
So, The Tokyo Dome card
Yes.
has.
It's getting close. It's
Mm.
December 20th.
Wow.
January 4th is only 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So this is WrestleMania for New Japan. And New Japan's probably my favorite company at this point,
Mm.
even more so than the WWE. So for their WrestleMania to be coming up, I really don't want to overlook this. I want us to watch it. I want you guys to watch it so we can follow this and talk about it. But the whole entire card is pretty much announced at this point, except for maybe one match. The additions to it that we can talk about are that since Lethal retained against Styles at Final Battle
Yeah, it's going to be Lethal versus Elgin.
for the Ring of Honor World Title in a singles match
Yeah.
at the Tokyo Dome.
Oh,
That's
my
pretty
God.
That's pretty cool.
I thought it was so cool. I forget the move. But whatever Elgin's finisher is, that he...
Elgin Bomb?
Is it the Elgin Bomb? Yes. He held...
Moose.
He held Moose up with it, and then screamed, "Lethal, you're next!" And then hit it,
Yeah.
and then wins the match. It's like,
Yeah, it's going to be fun. But I know you didn't hear about this one. Added to the Tokyo Dome card to a 6-man match to
Uh-oh.
team up with Toru Yano.
oh no,
Man up, because the Briscoe brothers are going to be at the Tokyo Dome
what?
in a 6-man tag against members of the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale and 2 others, which I can't think of. Probably Yujiro Takahashi
And the Young Bucks.
no.
No.
No, the Young Bucks are in the tag match. I'm trying to think. I can't think of it. But yeah, so the Tokyo Dome card is getting strong. The world title match is obviously Okada and Tanahashi. There's the AJ Styles match with Shinsuke Nakamura, which I'm worried about because of his back injury.
Yeah.
Ishii is versing Shibata for the never open weight title, and somebody's going to die.
Are we gonna?
Mm.
That's gonna be after we do the top 10 matches, though, isn't it?
It will be the night of. Because
But
we're
that's next. That's 2016.
we are okay.
Andrew.
So
What?
Yeah,
so
Andrew,
since
sorry.
Shane's
we
been
didn't even
waiting.
talk about this off the air, and we can talk about it for people listening so they know. 2 weeks away, we're going to talk about the best matches of the entire year for 2015. We're going to cover the top 10s of 10 companies. At least I will, because I'm a dork. You guys will cover at least 2, maybe 3.
Yeah.
And
I
we're
could do
going to do
2.
that on January 3rd.
Hmm.
January 4th is Tokyo Dome time, and that will be at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So
Or
that will be
5.
right after we tape that episode. Anything else?
Ibushi.
Ibushi. It's going to
Ibushi.
end on a sad note.
Great.
Kota Ibushi, speaking of New Japan,
Thanks,
is
John
injured.
Cena.
Yeah. So Ibushi got injured like 2 months ago, and I didn't know about it. I noticed he was gone. I wasn't really following the New Japan tour for the past month. It was the Global Tag League. It was like a tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of fell out of touch. Didn't even know one of my favorite, if not the favorite wrestler of mine, is injured right now, and he's out indefinitely.
Ugh.
It is also a lower back injury, except they're making it seem like he is going to be out a very long time, if not a year.
Oh no.
Mm.
Very upset. So he's not on the Tokyo Dome show. He would have been one of the best matches. He was the best match this past year with Shinsuke Nakamura. Hearing about your favorite wrestler being injured is just kind of a bummer. Andy, you know all about that.
Yep. Oh, it's been a long 2 years of my life. Damn you, Daniel Bryan.
Well,
Damn you.
it's now happening to my boy. So
Who's your boy?
AJ.
Mm.
Yeah.
AJ will be fine.
He's still
at
performing.
this point, almost anybody's favorite wrestler is getting injured
Yeah.
because you have Seth Rollins, you have Cesaro, you know,
John
like,
Cena.
John
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Cena.
not injured.
No, he's just being
No.
a TV star.
John Cena. Speaking of John Cena,
Our show's over.
the preview.
I see how that makes sense. Our show's over. John Cena's over. It all works out. You were saying,
The
Andy.
preview for the new season of Total Divas aired, and a little snippet from that is John Cena saying, "We can talk about marriage."
What?
Say
What?
What?
This is real.
What?
Is this real life?
What?
One more time.
What? John Cena.
You know what?
John Cena.
I am complete. How much time do we have left? Are we wrapping
very
up things?
We're
We're
close.
about there. I was gonna
About
say,
there.
since the show's pretty much over, We've been avoiding using the internet for feedback.
Yes.
I would actually be open to the idea of you looking up the Total Divas preview, and that being the way that we could end the show on the manliest moment you possibly can.
Dalton Castle?
Well, that too. But playing a 30-second clip of an reality television show while our theme song plays. And that be the way we go out.
Uh-oh.
Now, may I also mention that this was supposed to be the holiday episode, and we haven't mentioned the holidays once.
What holidays?
For the entire hour that we tape this. So the people watching this show have been staring at a Christmas tree. And we've done nothing to remind them of Santa Claus. So if you've tuned in till the end of this show, good job.
You did it.
You did it.
You made it.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you
Rudolph,
so much.
Rudolph, Elves, Gingerbread House, Santa Claus, Christmas lights, stockings,
Mistletoe.
fireplace, mistletoe,
Tinsel. Did we say tinsel?
Tinsel.
Garland.
Douglas fir,
Douglas. Balsam.
the thing from the thing.
We're fading.
All right, play us out with
So-
Nikki Bella Wisdom and Eva Marie Witt.
Yes. Yes.
Eva Marie.
And thank you for listening. Enjoy the holidays.
Yes.
Pulled
Subscribe.
me aside at work, and then he tried to kiss me.
Be with him.
They're back. And this January,
I don't even want to be freaking engaged.
What?
divas get fierce.
She's our newest diva.
Drama happens here.
Total Divas. The new season begins this January, only on E!
Young Bucks. Young Bucks.
Subscribe.
At Chops and Pops.
Shoot us an email.
Oh, oh, oh.